Hey guys, welcome back to Judo Highlights. So today we'll have a look at the final category, plus 100s, and we'll have a look at my picks and who I think is going to make it to the final. Now this category, there's a lot less players than the other categories. Only one wild card that I'm putting up here, and that is Krapalik. Previous world champion at the Tokyo Olympics in this weight category. He has also competed at under 100s as well, and he took gold at the Olympics in Rio in that weight category as well. So Krapalik, an absolute monster, very high level competitor. I'm not sure there's another male judoka who has 2 gold medals at the Olympics in 2 different weight classes. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. So he did have a little kind of back and forth between under 100s and plus 100s. So I think that has something to do with why he is not seeded. There might be a little bit of an age thing as well. He is 33, and this is going to be his 4th Olympic Games, so a lot of mileage on the body. But anyway, he is my only wildcard pick for this category. So I'll put the drawer up now, and you can pause the video, have an extended look at it if you would like. And we'll talk about the top left quarterfinal first. And it's this guy on the screen, Kim, current world champion, just got a win over Krapalik as you saw. And he's defeating all these people, doing really well. He's a bit shorter than a lot of the guys in the weight class, but he manages to put it together. Now, he's going to be up against Puumalainen in this quarterfinal. The two of them have fought 2 times before, Kim winning both of those contests. I don't like this matchup for Puumalainen. I think Kim, too technical for Puumalainen's strength. Also, Puumalainen, a big seoi-nage, kochi kind of guy, and I think Kim, being the shorter guy, he's going to be able to absorb that and just not let Puumalainen get a chance to go for those kinds of throws. So I'm picking Kim to win that quarterfinal. And Puumalainen, if you're listening, I'm very sorry about that. Prove me wrong. Go out there, throw him with seoi-nage, throw him with kochi gari. That'd be amazing to see. So we'll talk about the next quarterfinal, down the bottom left. And this one, an interesting one. We've got Granda against SAITO. Granda, a much smaller guy, similar kind of build to Krapalik. Uses his speed to win these contests at plus 100s, and he's up against SAITO Tatsuryu, probably one of the biggest names who's going to be at the Olympics, him and Teddy RINER, especially in this weight category. But funnily enough, these two, they've faced off once before, and Granda, he got the win over SAITO. Now, it was a bit of a weird contest. Granda winning that one by Shido, 3 Shidos to SAITO's name for non-combativity, and I think this was to do with the kumite. SAITO came in with this really simple game plan, was just trying to get a big overhand, didn't have a lot of variation, and Harry was getting a grip. And of course Granda, much more speed, and was able to negate the kumite, just stay in front of SAITO, and really kind of walk circles around him. So, I know Granda's got a win over SAITO, but I think SAITO's definitely improved his game recently. He's got a lot more experience now. We've got to remember he's very new to the international scene, and he's getting a lot of experience really quickly, especially at the highest level. So there's going to be a lot of guys helping SAITO with this one, coming up with a game plan, mimicking Granda's movements and what he does. I think SAITO comes out here and throws him for ippon, to be quite honest. I think for SAITO, especially in the early rounds, he's going to want to be throwing people, conserving energy, and he wants to build a bit of momentum heading into those quarter, semi, and final matches. I think it's going to be big for his confidence and motivation. And a lot of people in Japan, they talk about it here all the time. On the day, it's all about conditioning. That first match is really important, just to get into a groove and feel your techniques flowing. So I'm picking SAITO here, and now we'll move over to the right side of the bracket, and we'll look at these quarterfinal contests. So here we've got Rakimov against Yusupov. Now, there have been 3 contests between these two before. Rakimov, he's won 2, and Yusupov won the last one in 2024. And then the last time they met before that was 2 years prior in 2022. And then of course Rakimov, he's got 2 wins from around that time. So the way I kind of see it is Yusupov definitely getting better at throwing these bigger guys. In recent times he's had some really good matches against some high level people. He's even thrown Teddy RINER once before. So I think the tides have shifted a little bit. I think Yusupov definitely might have the upper hand in this matchup, especially recently throwing Rakimov twice in one contest. So I'm going to pick Yusupov for this one. And then we'll go down to the bottom right for the very last quarterfinal. And of course it's the big man himself, Teddy RINER. But check out who he is up against. It's Tushishvili from Georgia. And would you believe it that these two haven't met that often? They've been on the international tour quite a bit together, but only 2 contests, and they were kind of small contests, so I don't have very good footage for it. Now, the latest one was in the mixed teams in Gori in 2022, and Tushishvili actually won that one by Shido. Just got a couple of highlights to show you guys here, and once again, sorry about the quality. Now, before that, we're going to go all the way back to 2017. Now, for this contest, Teddy RINER, he won that one, got 2 wazaris against Tushishvili. But there were some dangerous moments, and Tushishvili, he swept him off his feet, almost got a score here. So this is a really dangerous matchup, I think, for Teddy RINER. Tushishvili has shown that he can win a strategic game plan, winning by Shido, and then he's also got a bit of firepower, the sweeps. We all know how dangerous Tushishvili can be. He recently threw SAITO with an amazing kochigari. So Teddy RINER, this is a dangerous matchup for him in the quarterfinals. It's hard to judge just off their history who's going to win, but it's Teddy RINER's last Olympics. He's going to be very prepared for this. He's going to be looking at this matchup and seeing what he can do. Also, the home advantage is huge, being in Paris. So I'm going to go with Teddy RINER here, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was an upset. It would be absolutely devastating to everyone watching in that arena. I think people are going to come, and they're going to come to see Teddy RINER take gold on that day. So we'll stay on this side of the bracket, and we're looking at Teddy RINER against Yusupov in the semi-final. I did say just a moment ago that Yusupov, he's actually thrown Teddy RINER before, but then Teddy came back in that contest and ended up winning it, getting a score of his own. Just like the Tushishvili fight, I think this is a dangerous fight for Teddy RINER. Very risky. I think Teddy would much rather to be up against Rakimov. So, depending on how that quarterfinal goes, Yusupov versus Rakimov, Teddy, he'll get either an easier or a harder fight in that semi-final. I definitely think the harder fight is Yusupov, considering all the history with Rakimov and Teddy RINER. So, despite Yusupov having some good moments against Teddy RINER, I mean, the record is what it is. Teddy RINER has 3 wins against him. Got to go with RINER here in the semi-final. But again, I think Teddy, he's going to have to walk through the fire to get to that final. Now, we'll talk about the other semi-final, SAITO versus Kim. Now, SAITO, he's also got some hard matchups. Obviously, the Granda fight, he's got a loss against Granda, so he's going to have to get revenge on that one. And then for Kim as well, Kim has a win against him. He's going to be looking for revenge here again. I was really surprised to see Kim win that match against SAITO, but I think one of the problems SAITO has is when people are fast and technical and bring it to him, and Kim definitely did that in their contest. I was kind of surprised to see SAITO actually trained in Korea not too long ago, actually trained with Kim. So he's going to have a feel for him a little bit more. But I do feel that I'm just really quite biased here. I'm going to pick SAITO, but I could totally understand why people would go with Kim. He has a win over SAITO, he threw him, and he recently just became world champion as well. But I just feel like SAITO, it's going to be his moment. He's going to get all the way to the final. It's happening, right? It must be happening. So, it is what it is. I'm going with SAITO for this one in the semi-final. That'll put him against Teddy RINER. Now, these two, they have fought against each other twice before. Teddy RINER winning both those contests. It's very weird looking at these contests. SAITO doing kind of really well in the beginning, looking really aggressive, and then he just makes some kind of a mistake, a small mistake. I will say from the first fight to the second fight, he definitely improved, fixed a few things. Who knows what that third fight is going to look like. Now, this is a really hard one. My heart says SAITO, my brain says RINER. I mean, the home advantage, it's going to be his last Olympics. He's trying to make history. He's definitely the more experienced guy. He's got all the wins. So, I'm going to go with RINER here. I would love to see SAITO win. Not just because of the whole story about him and his father, both going to the Olympics, both doing judo, but just kind of the changing of the guard. It's always nice to see the young, up-and-coming guy beat the kind of older legend. I think that makes a nice story. Everyone kind of likes that kind of narrative. But, as I said, I'm going with RINER. I think for SAITO, he's got to get through Granda, who he has a loss against. He's got to get through Kim, who he's lost against. I think there's just too many hurdles, too many challenges to go all the way. But it would be nice to see. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
chance there. Ah, big step over.